G'day guys, Seeney here and welcome to another episode on the Australian Wealth channel. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about how it's possible to actually earn money and grow your net worth even knowing you're in lockdown. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Really helps to get these videos out to more people. So in this video, I want to talk about how it's actually possible to continue to grow your net worth even knowing you can't work. Now, I'm in a very annoying predicament here where I'm still in lockdown after 10 weeks in Sydney, and I haven't been able to operate my business at all. You know, I've only been able to do the odd job here or there, like doing a lyric video or something like that. It's not the actual real jobs where we get to go out and film music videos. So I've been entirely locked down, and it's very frustrating. And I understand why the government's doing it. You know, I'm doing my bit. I've got my shot. I'm going for my second shot in a couple of weeks. But of course, it's prevented me from working, which is incredibly frustrating. But it hasn't stopped me from growing my net worth. And I wanted to make this video for you to just really highlight the importance of holding assets and why it's absolutely crucial to growing your net worth. And you can't just do it on your income alone. So please make sure you like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. So I'm going from when the Delta variant hit Sydney and we started to get restrictions and lockdowns. Of course, it wasn't a lockdown immediately, but we did get a lockdown pretty soon after that. So I'm going from the start of that to show the progression of my net worth over the last 3 months or so. So around the time that the Delta variant hit Sydney, my stock portfolio was sitting about $98,000. Now, over the last 3 months, we've seen some great price gains in the stocks that I'm currently holding. We saw that Tattooed Chef took a massive dive down to about $15, $16 a share. I loaded in about $10,000 extra at that point, and that brought my position up quite significantly higher. And as we've seen, that stock has come back on the absolute tear. So that's been a massive contributor to growing my stock portfolio. But not only that, we've also seen growth from CrowdStrike, and we've also seen growth from Coinbase, and to a degree we've seen it from Dropbox as well. So all of my stocks have continued to go up in value, which is fantastic. It's obviously not always the case, but for the last 3 months it has. So my stock portfolio has grown from $98,000 to $137,000. So that's roughly a $40,000 gain just from my stock portfolio. So that's without me having to lift a finger. You know, that's nearly, I believe, the minimum wage in Australia that someone would work for a year. And this is why it's so important to be holding assets, because they can do the heavy lifting for you.
Nice. Now,
if we have a look at the real estate side, we've seen property growth of around $20,000 in my property portfolio, just on capital growth alone. So we've seen that not only in Sydney, but also in Brisbane, the market has continued to rise. And I personally believe it will continue into next year before we start to see some leveling out. So we have a $40,000 gain from the stock portfolio, we have a $20,000 gain from the property portfolio, and on top of that, there's also rental income. My property in Brisbane is cash flow positive. It's the only way that I'll be buying property, especially into the future, because these are probably the lowest interest rates that we're going to see in some time. So in this time, I've seen rental income of about $6,000, but of course, you know, we have the mortgage on that, which has equated to just over $3,000. So we're looking at a gain there on the rental side of about $3,000 in the last 3 months. Now, of course, I've done a little bit of operating with my business. We netted about $33,000 in the last 3 months. You know, it was a fair bit of work that I could do in June before we got locked down really hard. But of course, the last couple of months have not been ideal. In fact, they've been less than ideal.
We don't like to be heavy-handed, but what we need to say today now is that if you leave home, we will give you a death sentence. Please know that you will be shot in the face, and I hope it's painful. You are required to obey what we say when we say it, and if you don't, you can prepare to die.
So as a result of the government shutting down my business and stopping me from working, there have been some grants in place on top of that as well. So Going from the business grant as well as the sole trader grant, you know, we're looking at about 25 grand that the government has paid out from stopping me from operating my business. So in terms of what income I could have made, it's pittance, but it's better than nothing. So if we take all of these, we take the growth of the stock portfolio, the capital growth of our properties, government grants, business income, rental income, all of these things, in the last 3 months, we've seen an appreciation in our net worth of $121,000. So half of this has come from asset appreciation, and the other half has come from actual money coming into our pocket from a source. So this is why it is so important to be getting assets. You know, I talk about this all the time on the channel, but they're the things that are going to be doing the heavy lifting for you. So, you know, you might not be buying individual stocks. That might not be your thing, but if you're buying into an index fund, at this point, you're also seeing great gains. You know, the S&P 500 for this last year has been up a huge amount. So obviously not financial advice, do your own research, but I tell you what, it seems to be much better than saving at this point. You know, the savings rates that banks are offering are just an absolute joke. By putting your money in the bank, it's actually getting eaten up by inflation. It's buying less and less every single year. So it's something to keep in mind that, you know, for most people, if they do want to make any money, you do have to expose yourself to a higher level of risk. But for me, personally, it seems to be the only way to get ahead. So in the last 3 months, this has led us to a point where it's allowed us to get our net worth to $860,000. So we're getting close to that $1 million mark, which is very, very exciting. So please make sure you like and subscribe, stay posted on this journey. And it really goes to show how important it is to hold assets over time. You know, they're doing a lot of heavy lifting, and we're going to purchase another property soon. So hopefully into the future, that's going to continue to do a lot of heavy lifting for us also. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure you like and subscribe. My name is Seeney. Stay well, stay safe, you know, get your jab. Let's get it done so we can get back to work. I'm absolutely itching to get back to work. So thanks so much, and we'll see you later.